Looks like we're on live now. We've been trying to get this thing going for quite a while. YouTube was not participating, allowing me to get through here. I hope everyone's doing well. Let's see if I can come back on the cam here. Shut this off. Hello, guys. I know it's real late on our side of town, but I will persevere. I will continue to move this forward. It looks like I am on live. If people in the chat room can see me, you can go ahead and tell me that I am live, that you see me right now. We're going to touch on a very important topic, guys. And obviously, I know I'm targeting a lot of people out in Asia right now because it is really late here in South Florida. But I'm not sleepy, and I've been trying to get on this connection with OBS for quite some time. Hi, Lourdes. So, yeah, we are here live, and I know it's quite late. I'm not like the night late show here. This is the real show, by the way. I hope you guys can see me. I wish I could see you guys. That would be a beautiful thing. We're building the chat room right now. Again, we're going to be targeting a lot of people overseas right now. So we're going to get moving forward. This is about the subscapularis. Hello, Australia. Yes, we love you there, James. Subscapularis, you can see where those muscles are. The subscap are the two big, thick muscles. The muscles, hello, Janine from New Zealand. The big, thick muscles. Hey, Denmark George, good to see you guys. Look at those big, thick muscles right there. Those muscles sit underneath the scapula. That is the shoulder blade area. And that shoulder blade area is, hello, Wayne from Taiwan. Beautiful, nice to see you here. But those big muscles are the strongest out of all the rotator cuff muscles. Now, let me go ahead and just show you briefly. We look at the rotator cuff. The rotator cuff consists of four muscles. A lot of people out there are experiencing all kinds of problems. Let me see if I can find this particular picture. I haven't come across it yet, but I got a lot of pictures here to share. Anyways, let's go back here, the subscapularis muscle. If you look at this muscle here, you can see the insertion, the lesser tubercle, the humerus, and the origin is a subscapular fossa of the scapula. Big, thick muscle. This muscle, guys. Hello, Darshan. Hello, Suha from Kuwait. Wow, beautiful. I'm glad you guys are here. Sarvit from India. Wayne from Taiwan. Blessings, guys. But look at this muscle, guys. These muscles right here. We have Texas, Susan. You're up late, Susan. Zimbabwe. Wow, Rose. Beautiful. That's a long way away. Nice to have you here in the chat room. But anyways, this muscle here is what's causing a lot of your potential problems. That the reason why these conditions aren't going away. Your shoulder problem, problems in the underneath the shoulder blade, between the shoulder blades, as well as the neck. Guys, I'm telling you that this muscle, as you're going to see in the next 30 minutes or so. Hello, Nigeria. Beautiful. Italy. David, nice to have you here. This muscle internally rotates. Now, internally rotates. I'm going to kind of stand back a little bit. I want you to look at my arm here. All right, you can see my hand is facing forward. Internally rotates means we're pronating. It means our shoulders are going inwards. Not back, but inwards. Now, the problem, hello, Sandy. The problem with this muscle works the same way with bad posture. I mean, how many times, guys, have you seen all my videos out there talking about poor posture? Poor posture, one after the other, just slunching over that table, right? On that computer, poor posture, hunching over, rounded shoulders. Hello, Zahid from Pakistan. Agul from India. Nice to have you here, my friend. Namaste. If you look at the pronation, look at the hunching of this fellow right here. Look at the shoulders rounded forward. Guys, I'm going to come back to you real soon. I know a lot of chatters are coming in, but I got a lot to talk about today. But we got rounded of the shoulders, okay? Look how ugly that is. Kind of a cool picture, but that's not a healthy thing to do, that many of us spend a lot of our time in that forward head posture, and that is destructing this particular problem. But the subscapularis muscle, that muscle's dangerous, man. That muscle is what actually is getting tight on us, and that's what's actually causing a lot of our shoulder pain, a lot of our back pain, neck pain, affecting all the way with forward head posture. It rounds the shoulders. It makes the pronation worse. It makes it harder. Hello, Perry from Austin, Texas. But this is what's affecting our posture. Now, I want to show you something here. We look at this subscap here. You can see exactly where it's located. Then we can see here, basically we talk about the origin, the fossa, the insertion, the lesser tubercle. Hello, Big from Trinidad. And it rotates. It brings the shoulder this way. So if I take my shoulder out here, okay, this is what happens. Watch my shoulder. It goes inwards. It pronates. So when it pronates with its forward head posture like this, it's stretching the rhomboids between the shoulder blades, but the subscap muscles are loving it. They're loving it because that's their function. The function of these subscap muscles, hello, Yolanda from Puerto Rico. The subscap muscles is what's bringing the shoulders inwards. Guys, ladies, women who have breasts, this is a big problem. We're spending too much hunching over. This is what's causing a lot of this weakness. So we look at this. Let's go ahead and let's get a little logo in there. But we look at this poor posture and we look to see that, look what happens when we start to slouch forward. Look at what happens. We get uninhibited. Rhomboids, the serratus anterior, start to slouch. The tight upper trapezius, levator scapula muscles behind up in here, behind the shoulder blade, starts to become contracted. The neck flexors go forward. The pectoralis muscles contract. Guys, I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to show you how to break this problem, guys. Moonlight from Florida, God bless you. You're in my area tonight. Nice to have you here. Moonlight from America. So we got Deb from Nepal. So I'm going to show you some great stretches that you're going to be able to fight this pain, guys. You're going to beat this neck pain. You're going to beat this mid-back pain. You're going to beat this pain that you're getting because of this poor posture. The doctors aren't finding it because they don't know where it's coming from. I'm telling you right now, guys, when you start releasing this subscapularis muscle, you're going to see a lot of miracles. You're going to see great things. You're going to start to heal because no one has pinpointed this particular muscle. All right? So I want to go over a couple important things. Number one, people that sleep. Okay? If you look at the way you sleep here, guys, you cannot sleep where your shoulder is going inward. So if I'm laying on my right side and my shoulder is going inwards more, it's going to make it worse. So sleep on your other side. Now you notice that subscap is being supported. Okay? So you want to make sure that, look here, I'm going to get in the cam here. If you go backwards like this, that's external rotation. That's good. We want external rotation. If we come outwards this way, it's external rotation. We want external rotation. We don't want internal rotation. If you look here, guys, we don't want this. We don't want this. We want this. You see what I'm doing here? We want this. We want this. We want this. We don't want this. Okay? That's where the problem is stemming from. YouTube search, hello from Australia. Nice to have you here. So this is very important the way you sleep, guys, because a lot of you people are waking up with pain because you're sleeping incorrectly. So this subscap, when it contracts, and I'm going to show you something because you're not going to believe something when I show you this. You're going to see that these areas in the subscap area, when they start to contract, I'm going to show you referred pain patterns where you're getting pain all behind the shoulder, all back in here, down the arm, to the wrist, down the back. You're going to see this in just a second, okay? So I don't want to get too excited too quick because I want to show you this. So poor posture, we know, is a biggie, okay? Look what happens, the tight pectoralis muscles. Those rhomboid muscles is what actually keeps the shoulder blades together. This is what brings our shoulders back. This is what gives us good posture. So we need to make sure that those rhomboids are not weak, and most of the time they are because we're spending time doing this. This look familiar, guys? Doing this. Our head weighs 12 pounds for every inch. It goes forward, an additional 10 pounds. 1 inch is 22 pounds, 2 inches, 32 pounds, 3 inches is 42 pounds. And it can continue to go forward. Eventually you get 60 pounds of stress. It's like holding up a baby on your head. Your muscles can't withstand that. So we look at that poor posture. So the first thing I'm going to tell people to do about poor posture is that you need to look at this pec minor. That pec minor is drawing the scapula forward. Well, underneath the scapula, okay, underneath that scapula, guys, is this subscapularis muscle. Okay, so you have that subscapularis muscle right there. Now that pec minor right there is what's actually pulling the shoulders forward. A lot of people out there, thoracic outlet syndrome. The nerves that travel from the neck going down the arm is being compressed under that pec tendon because of the pronated shoulders. So we start correcting the problem in the shoulders, in the pecs, and this is what we're talking about right here, because I'm trying to get all this stuff together for you. But we look right here, this door stretch, that's what I want you guys to start doing, man. You got to really open up those pecs. That's going to help, because you want to start stretching it. You want to release it, because these tight pecs, women have breasts, that's pulling your shoulders forward. You may not realize it, but it's pulling you forward. You can't afford that. That's causing your pain. That's causing the discs to become more irritated, the nerves to become inflamed. Okay, so we look at the door stretch. Here's another one here. I'd like you to get inside that door and stretch those pecs. You stretch those pecs, guys, you're going to love me. I promise you. You're going to say, wow, all my neck pain's starting to get better because I'm opening up the pecs. Not only that, you can breathe easier. You can sit up easier. You can digest your food easier. You can't lean forward in this position and expect your organs inside to be working 100%. It doesn't work that way. So that door stretch is extremely important. We look at this chart right here. Let me see if I can bring it up for you guys. Okay. These are our upper body and four main types of standing posture. Primarily, we have a good posture on the left, where the ears are over the shoulders. You can see the forward head posture in the next three of them. We have a flat back. The flat back comes from a posterior pelvic tilt. We have a sway back. Obviously, that sway back can actually come from an anterior pelvic tilt as well. And you have a kyphotic lordotic, obviously more of a lordotic curve. That's definitely an anterior pelvic tilt. But the bottom line is that we're always having forward head posture. So your posture has a lot to do with everything. We talked about the other day about when the feet pronate inwards, how the pelvic goes forward, okay? Okay, look here. When your feet are pronated and your pelvic is actually going forward, the curve in your lower back becomes more curved. That means we become more hunched in the upper back. The head goes forward. And that causes a whole vicious episode of pain and distress. But as we're talking about the subscapularis muscle, but we're going to save that for last when I show you how to correct this thing, these are all affecting the subscap muscle, because the subscap muscle, like you love ice cream, that subscap muscle loves to internally rotate. It's the biggest, fattest, thickest muscle of the rotator cuff. It's designed to internally rotate the shoulder, adduct it to bring it closer. For example, if my arm is out and you go towards your body, that's going to make it worse, meaning that that's what it's going to do. You don't want that to happen, because the more it comes in, the more your shoulders go forward. We need to release that subscap, which I'm about to show you in just a little bit, okay? Very, very important that we get that down. Now, here's a subscap underneath right there. If you look here, you can see that subscap right where that finger is pointing. That is the main area. You can get in there, put your other hand on your shoulder. You can come under with your thumb here, and you can get in there and rub that subscap. Now, how do you know you're on this subscap? Here's the magic, guys. I'm going to show you how. We just talked about that the subscap, what does it do? It internally rotates, it abducts. So all you have to do is you contact under here, okay? And what you have to do is you have to take your hand and go underneath the arm and bring your arm inwards. You'll feel that belly of that muscle get tight. That's how you know you're on it, because you're putting it through the action. So as you bring your arm towards you, you'll feel that thick muscle start to bundle up, and that's a subscap. Now, you can get under that subscap, and you can just get in there. You can put your knuckle in there. You can take a thuricane, and you can put a broomstick in here, anything you want, but you want to get in that muscle. Don't get underneath the axillary. In other words, don't come further underneath, because you have vessels on there, arteries in there, and everything else. So make sure you're on that muscle. It's thick. It's a real thick muscle, but you can really get in there. Now, I'll show you some stretches and things you can do to really release that, because I believe that once you release this muscle, you're going to feel a lot better. I promise you, this muscle will falsify neck problems. It will falsify disc problems. It will falsify degenerative problems. This affects the mid-back right between the shoulder blades, and people are saying, I got this pain in there. I don't know how to get rid of it. I got this problem here. It doesn't go away because that subscap is real tight. Okay, so we're going to get to that in just a second. I hope you guys are enjoying so far. Really good stuff, man. I love this stuff. Rotator cuff muscles, the 4 rotator cuff muscles. We call them the sits muscles, the S-I-T-S. Not the shits, excuse my language, but the sits, S-I-T-S. Now, the subscapularis is what we're talking about. That's the big fat muscle. Now, the subscap obviously is what internally rotates, and you have the supraspinatus and infraspinatus. Supraspinatus primarily abducts, brings it outwards. Infraspinatus and teres minor is external rotators to go outwards, okay? So with our condition right here, we're concerned with the subscap, because that's the muscle that's pulling our shoulders inwards. It's what bringing our chest really tight, making the shoulders kind of bundled together, kind of going forward. We don't want to look like Quasimodo, that hunchback, that we don't want that. Okay, so we talked about the pec stretch, very important. Here's another thing you can do, guys. If you don't have a full door, you can go up to a ledge and just kind of put your arm like this and just lean it in. Just stretch those chests for me right now. Those chest muscles work hand in hand with that subscap, because the chest muscles contract pulling forward, and that's what the subscap does as well. Okay, so very important. So we talked about that particular stretch. Now you see this right here, guys. If you would like to lay down on a bed and have your girlfriend, boyfriend, friend, son, whatever it is, get in there and externally rotate that arm backwards like this, you are stretching your subscap. That's a great stretch, guys. That's a real simple way of doing it. It's a good way of opening up the chest as well, and a good way of releasing that subscap. Now, there's a test here. It's called the lift-off test. Now, people who have subscap problems, if you put the back of your hand against your lower back and you just lift it away from your lower back and it causes pain, then you've got something going on in your subscap. That's a hot test. That means if the subscap is really seriously inflamed, you won't be able to do that. So you can come back to this later. YouTube will post this video on my channel tonight. And you guys can look back at this later over and over again. You can share it as well. So that is one little test you can look back at. So we look at the poor posture. That's important. You guys don't sit like this. Make sure you really, get those shoulders back. Do those chin tucks. I'm actually going to want you guys to start really focusing on those rhomboid muscles. Now, those rhomboid muscles, if you look right here, those are the muscles between our shoulder blades, and those muscles bring our shoulder blades back together like that. A lot of times when you look at the inside of the shoulder blade, you may notice that shoulder blades are farther away from the spine. They need to be close to the spine, because that's what brings our shoulders back. Very important. Now, if you look at this, guys, the rhomboid exercise, you can take a can of soup, a can of beans, a 1-2 pound weight, a 3 pound weight, 5 pound weight, and start getting in there and bringing those shoulders back like that. See what that lady's doing right there? Pinching those shoulder blades together. That is a great little exercise. Here's another one, guys. Here's another one. You can just lay on your stomach and take something light and just pinch those shoulder blades up, guys. You can see right there, great picture there. I think that would really help you. Okay. Now, I like this picture right here, guys. That shoulder stretch, you can really get in there, release those chest muscles. Something you can do, get your elbows on a table like that and just kind of come down on that table. And that feels real, real nice, guys. I think you'll really enjoy this. You can come back to that and look at that later. Here's another shoulder stretch you can do anywhere you want. Just taking your hands, clasping your fingers together, and bringing it right back, guys. Great, great, great exercise. Now, this is the external rotator exercise. You can take a TheraBand or anything you like, and I like you to go to your belly and go outwards, okay? So you're kind of coming from here, and you're going out. From here, coming out. And as you go out, you're strengthening those external rotators which are very good. That's what we want. We don't want the internal rotators. Here's another thing you can do, another direction here, okay? Here's another one here for you guys. I like this one right here. You can take a towel, and you can grab that towel from behind you, and you can put that other shoulder that's giving you problems, a subscap, and as you pull the towel back, it pulls the arm into external rotation, and you're stretching the subscapularis muscle. How about that? You like that, huh? I hope you like that one. That's a great one. Everyone can do that. All you need is a towel, okay? Here's another one. Again, you could just take your hand and do isometric strengthening, all right? You could just put it up against the pillow, and you could just push it back against the back of the door or a wall, and that will help strengthen the external rotators. Okay, that's a great one as well. Okay, you see that one. And here's another one. All right, you can take a pole, okay, and you can kind of grab that pole from behind or the front. See how this is doing? And just kind of pull it back so you got a little bit of something, some leverage. That leverage will release that subscap as well. That's a great one right there, guys. And these are really, really important things. I hope you really take this serious because I know it's going to help you. All right, now look at this, guys. Look at this here. This is really crazy. That subscap, when it's involved, it will send pain down the arm. And I hear all day long, you know, patients and people through YouTube telling me I got this radiating, this burning pain on the back part of my arm, the back part of my wrist. Well, you know, you may be asking the question, how do I develop this problem? Well, we talked about pronated shoulders, rounded shoulders, poor posture, forward head posture. But what about swimmers? Okay? What about athletes? What about people that throw the ball? What about pitchers? What about tennis players? Anytime you're going forward, okay, you're causing this pronation. You're causing this rounded shoulder. Being an athlete can affect these muscles. Typing with your arms out in front of you can affect these muscles. Writing below can affect these muscles. So there are so many activities and so many sports and so many things that we do every day that's affecting these muscles. That's what's causing this pain. The doctors aren't finding it. The MRIs aren't finding it. Even if it shows a degenerative problem, I don't care. The bottom line is you're getting compensatory changes from imbalances that's causing these problems. So we're becoming very specific with specific muscles to make sure they're engaging correctly and functioning correctly so you don't have these particular problems. So the pec minor we talked about, make sure you're stretching that. Very, very important. Let me just check any other last things that I did not cover. Okay. We talked about the poor posture with door stretches. I want you to make sure you're doing those. I want to make sure you're stretching the pec like that. The upper body, we talked about that. We talked about massaging that subscap area. Okay. The rotator cuff muscles we mentioned, very, very important. Let's see here. We did external rotation. You could have someone help you with this. Very, very important. That is really good for you guys. So pretty much you guys can review this particular video. I got a lot of good stuff on here, and it will be playing again. Obviously on my channel, you can play it whenever you want. This is something that I think will really help you guys a lot. I really believe it will help you a lot. I'll run over to get a few questions for you, and I'll answer a couple quick questions before we make our way because it is quite late on this side, but I was committed to be able to be here with you guys, and I was committed to come through and get this thing done for you. So that is about the subscap muscle. That is that big fat muscle. I ask you guys to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I ask you to pass these videos on, share them. And one very important thing, guys, I want you to go back to my videos on my channel on the subscapularis muscle. And I have some really good other videos on this about stretching it. For example, there's another stretch that I couldn't show you on here, but you can take your fingers, like a massage therapist would take their fingers inside the blade and grab inside the blade and pull it outwards from behind. So you can stretch underneath the subscap that's attaching on the rib cage. Very, very good stretch. I don't know if I could find out how to bring it on here. I have to figure it out, but I won't do it right now because time's moving on. Let's go Fear's Legend. I have pain in my neck called Donald Trump. Can I help me, please? Well, I hope we don't go into anything crazy overseas. That is a good one, my friend. That is a pain in the neck, but I hope we can just keep our fingers crossed together. Let's see. Last questions. Just want to throw a really quick few questions, guys. From Tunisia, Mohammed, before you, I was very stressed about your neck. Hopefully you're going to do better, my friend. But I like all of you guys to really take this video seriously. Go in there and look at those exercises. It gives you a better understanding. People out there who have chronic problems, I'm telling you guys, I know this is going to help a lot of people. And listen, I just want to say blessings to all of you and much love. And you guys are very loyal. I love you very much. And Janine, you're a beauty. I tell you, you're in all my chats for some reason. I don't think you sleep much, but you're like me. Yusek, we appreciate you being here. A video about ankylosing spondylitis. We can do that eventually. Do I recommend posture braces? No, I don't, because the muscles get weaker only the first couple days after an accident or an injury if the muscles are weak. Rasav, about taking vitamin D3 and calcium tabs. You bet, baby. Most of us are deficient in vitamin D. I recommend everyone to do that. Obviously, you need vitamin D for calcium to be absorbed. God bless you, Nikki. You're beautiful. I can see you. A little picture of you there. Rasav, I'm glad you're doing well. Deb, you have pain in your middle of the part of the shoulder blade. Follow those exercises, Deb. Do those stretches and beware of that forward head posture, because that pronation of that shoulder really puts a burden upon that muscle, and it does affect those nerves and causes a lot of degeneration. Melissa, we love you. God bless you guys. And I just wanted to write this down here for you. Okay. Let's go ahead and... I know people are always asking, how to get a hold of me, how to find me. Motivational Doc on Facebook is the easiest way for me to actually go back and message back and forth. I get about 300, 400, 500 emails a day on my Yahoo. So I do recommend, that is probably the easiest for me. And again, most important, I noticed you, Nikki. But yeah, Nikki, send me a text if you have any questions on Facebook there, a Motivational Doc. Anyways, guys, listen, God bless you, and we love you very much, and we'll be back more soon. You can go ahead and leave your little tags or things maybe you want me to make videos in the future of, and I'll try to do my best for you guys. It's amazing because we're getting a lot of orthopedic surgeons, neurologists, medical doctors in here, a lot of emails from a lot of doctors worldwide that, this is good stuff. This is really the key ingredient to biomechanical problems of the neck and shoulder. This is just not like seeing an MRI and say, okay, you have a herniated disc, we're going to do surgery. This is all about being proactive and taking care of ourselves, because there's no better doctor than ourselves, including there's no better doctor than you within yourself as well. Anyways, guys, God bless you, and we'll be here real soon again with you, okay? Ciao.